Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Monday Morning Art Talk. I'm Steven Silver, character designer and teacher, dedicated to helping you learn about the art industry and living up to your potential. Whippy! All right, welcome to another Monday Morning Art Talk. I just want to remind you, if you happen to be in the union and a union member in the Animation Guild, make sure that you send out your ballot ASAP. If it's not turned in if they don't receive it by November 8th, it doesn't count. So a very important thing. Today's topic is an important one because I feel a lot of people on this earth are going through a lot of this dilemma, and they're all in different facets. They could be artists, they could be writers, they could be so many other things, have so many other jobs in their life. And this is an important message because I received a message just the other day from an artist that I had spoken to a long while back, and has reached out to me again because he's going through just a lot of hard times. And he wrote in his letter to me that his life isn't good, and all he wants to do is draw more, and his whole life right now is just miserable, and he has suicidal thoughts, and he doesn't want to put that burden on me, and he wants to reconnect with me. And I've responded to him, and I hope that he connects with me straight away because this is a very important issue. And it's just dealing with this sense of depression and this voice in their head, and this desire and this want of wanting to achieve something. For him, all he wants to do is just draw more. And this is his thing that he feels like is missing in life, and it's trying to find that balance in one's life. I don't know his current situation. I don't know what he's living through or what he's dealing with or where in the world he actually is. And that desire is by not having and fulfilling that need, which we all have needs. This is where he's going through this phase right now. And I was at the doctor a few weeks ago. I was having some chest pain issues, and they're trying to still figure out. It's been going on for about 7 years now, trying to figure out what it even is that's happening, and to check my arteries, make sure that was clean and clear. And I had the angiogram, and that was clean and clear, but they're still not sure what it is. So it's one of these things where we just take it day by day. But I'm thankful and lucky to be healthy, and thankful to be able to do what it is that I currently do. But when I was there at the doctor, they gave me a sheet to fill out that they give everyone, because before you meet the doctor, you got to fill out this sheet. And I thought, well, I'm just going to take that with me because it brings up some interesting points just to consider. If you're feeling like you're struggling, or you're going through a depression, or something's not right. And they write, your emotional well-being is very important to us. Emotional health and physical health are directly connected. Please answer the following questions before you see your doctor today. So they wanted to get these sort of answers. And I'm sure that this comes from a lot of therapists, and a lot of people have put these things together. So the questions are, over the last 2 weeks, so this is for yourself, to ask yourself these questions for yourself, to get a better understanding of where you mentally are, in order to help you. Because if you discover that, wow, man, maybe mentally I'm not in the right place I need to be, and things are a lot worse than I feel they are, well, then you need to do something about it. And said, over the last 2 weeks, how often have you been bothered by any of the following problems? Circle the number beneath the words that best describes how you feel. So there's 9 questions. The first one is little interest or pleasure in doing things. 0 is not at all. Then the next thing is several. Number 1 is several days. Number 2 is more than half the days. Number 3 is nearly every day. So that's the sort of ranking. 0 is basically, I'm great. I'm not feeling it at all. Number 3 is nearly every day you're going through this. And that question, once again, is you're showing little interest or pleasure in doing things. So this is something you want to determine for yourself. Man, am I feeling like I'm not having pleasure doing things? Is this something that happens way too often? That's something maybe to be a little concerned about. Number 2, feeling down, depressed, or hopeless. Is it not at all, or is it feeling it every single day? Again, things you seriously need to take into consideration. Number 3, trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, or sleeping too much. So are these things that you find that you're going through, that at nighttime you're just spinning, your head is just going crazy, you're getting all this anxiety, just this frustration, otherwise you're just sleeping all the time, and you find yourself that you don't even want to get out of bed because you're going through this, okay? You're feeling tired or having little energy. Is that a daily occurrence, or is it rarely happening? Number 5, a poor appetite, or they say overeating. Do you feel that you're not eating at all? You're stressed out, too much anxiety, all these things going on? Or are you overeating just to give yourself pleasure because you're so distraught and happy with the way things are that you need to find this other source in need? Number 6, feeling bad about yourself, or that you have let yourself or your family down. So, some of these things I go, as an artist, I go, well, maybe not so much anymore. I think, I can't say that I ever really felt like I was letting my family down or feel bad about myself. I mean, sometimes I feel bad about my art, that's a reality. You're just like, man, my art's just not coming to. It's just not looking good. It's not where it should be. I feel pretty shitty about my art right now. That's kind of normal. That's kind of a question that's a little bit thing, because there's a lot of us that don't feel like we're just, we're just, just top of the food chain, so to speak. You're gonna, I think, feel bad, but maybe feeling bad about yourself in general is something to really consider, or that you've let yourself or your family down. I know a lot of artists feel like they're letting their family down because maybe their family is encouraging them to do something else in their life besides be an artist, because you're not going to make it as an artist, get a real job. And you hear that sort of stuff all the time, and this is where you got to pull back from that noise. Number 7, trouble concentrating on things, such as reading the newspaper or watching TV. Now, I would say trouble concentrating on things. I have trouble concentrating on things. I'm the ADD to the man. I'm just like, I'm all over the place. It's hard for me sometimes to concentrate, but maybe this is trouble concentrating on things such as just reading or watching. Like, you can't even stay still and concentrate for a moment without completely being distracted. So that's something to consider. But again, these are questions that all therapists have put together that are saying that your emotional health and physical health are they're directly combined, connected. And this is about your emotional well-being, to understand if you're going through this emotional well-being, if you're really suffering. Like my friend, this person who contacted me, who's having suicidal thoughts and not having a very good life. Number 8 is moving or speaking so slowly that others have noticed. I mean, that's pretty interesting. Is that something where it could almost be on the lines of a stroke or something? Or the opposite, being so fidgety or restless that you have been moving around a lot more than usual. Again, things to pay attention to. Do you find yourself just maybe being real slow? I guess in that sense, or do you find yourself just, you're constantly going, you're just agitated, you just don't know what to focus on, you don't know what your priorities are. And the 9th thing is thoughts that you would be better off dead or hurting yourself in some way. So this is very serious. If there's anyone out there who's hearing this or listening to this, this is, if you're answering like more than half the days or nearly every day, this is a real issue that you have. It is not something to think about lightly. It is not something to think about that it's just a passing phase. This is something where I want to encourage you to truly get medical attention and see someone and just talk to someone. And sometimes it's just finding the right person to talk to. just to meet up with someone and talk to them and have a conversation. You know, I just spoke at a Writers Guild meeting, this caucus last night, talking to writers, and I'm an artist and talking to a group of writers, and they're all going through the same thing, but they're all experienced a lot of same things. And some of the people came up to me afterwards and said, thank you, because you gave me a different nudge and pushed me in a direction of where I was so unclear of where I should be going. And what you said made me realize that it's not as bad as I think it is, and that I can make a change and I can do something different, or I can organize and structure things in a way. And this is why, you know, I offer a mentorship program. If you guys go to my website, silvertunes.com, and you look at the one-on-one mentorship, I do these 30-minute mentorship programs, meet with you anywhere in the world for 30 minutes, you and me, alone, over Skype, where we talk about these things. And this is where I'm there to help you and give you advice and guide you to, if you're feeling through this, to help give you that sort of really art therapy to help you understand what it is that you're going through, so that I can serve you in this way and be of assistance to give you the something, because it's always something. And oftentimes I'm usually really good at targeting what it is, and I can always push someone in the right direction of help hundreds, if not thousands of people already going through this. And it's a very important thing to make sure, if it's not me, if it's not a doctor, if it's not someone, please do something. You have to act on it. Don't let this go to the wayside. Don't just push it aside and think that it's just another day, because it's not. You shouldn't have these feelings. You should not have suicidal thoughts. You shouldn't. This life is too beautiful. This life is too precious. There's too many opportunities on this planet. And sometimes it's a matter of you not putting yourself in the right situation, or putting yourself around the right people, or sometimes even making sure what it is you need to cut out of your life. Not just focus on the things you need to do in your life, but things you need to eliminate in your life. And oftentimes it could even be family members. It could be friendships. It could be relationships. It could be a spouse. These are things that you need to really take into consideration, and start to look at all these things piece by piece. Again, my mantra, piece by piece will bring you peace. And what we have to do is focus one step at a time, one moment by moment, and really pay attention to it and not neglect it, because there's no reason why you can't pursue or just find moments in the day that you can work on your craft or save money, to put yourself in an environment where you can just get a better outlook on life and do something better, or educate yourself in a different way. I did a workshop recently in Irvine, and one of the attendees there came and she said, I've had the worst year of my life. It has just been horrible. But looking at that, but realizing, and me projecting to her, that was a year, the last year. And look at you now. Here you are taking initiative, that you're willing to learn. You showed up at this workshop. You're willing to experiment. You're willing to explore. You're welcome to just look at beyond the horizon. And you have this attitude, and it's happened, and the value and experience that you had in the year is gone now. It's over. Do you want it to continue? No, but you're actively making change. You're not sitting there anymore and woe is me and complaining about a situation. You're actively doing something, and that's the most important thing. And my 3 aspects of life are, number 1, you got to determine the narrative of your life. What is it that you wish? What is the story that you wish to have happen, that you want to create? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? What's the picture of your puzzle? Number 2, take action. Just start doing bit by bit, piece by piece. You got to take action. And number 3 is believe in the timing. None of this is going to happen overnight. None of these things are going to be solved overnight. You're not going to all of a sudden wave a magic wand and boom, something's going to appear in front of you. That doesn't exist. It exists in fairy tales. It exists in movies. It's not reality. So if we can snap back to the reality and what this world truly is and how it functions and how it works, that the sun rises and the sun sets within a day. It doesn't happen instantaneously. Flowers don't grow instantaneously. Children aren't born within a day. It takes 9 months for a child to be born. This for a child. They're not talking about certain creatures and certain insects and things where the process is a lot sooner. But these are things that everything is timing, and nurturing it will get you there. You got to make sure you're paying attention to that and realize that nurturing whatever it is you're willing to get into is going to get you there. But you can change and you can have a focus. And if I can't help you, there's other people out there that can. But please, 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 please make sure if you're going through any of these things that you go seek some help, some way. Find a trusted friend, an advisor, whatever it may be. I'm going to share with you the next thing here. I've read this many times before. This was given to me years ago by a man that I met when I was doing a tour of duty, so to speak. I was part of the USO, where I would go and work with draw for and meet up with our wounded warriors, our vets. I'd travel to Germany and different places and go to the hospitals and meet with the wounded soldiers and bring some joy in their life. I went and stayed on an aircraft carrier and drew the sailors and got to talk to these guys. And you know, I'm so thankful for their service of our country, and to be able to give them a little sense of just something a little bit different, but realize what they were going through. And one of the men that I met, who was a doctor who was along on the USO tour with us, gave me this sheet. But this is the Optimist Creed, so I'm not sure if he wrote it or where it came from. But this is what you need to promise yourself. It says, promise yourself to be strong, that nothing can disturb your peace of mind. Promise yourself to talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet. Promise yourself to make all your friends feel that there is something in them. Promise yourself to look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true. Promise yourself to think only the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best. Promise yourself to be just as enthusiastic about the successes of others as you are about your own. That's an important thing. You got to be happy for other people's successes and not get depressed when you look at people online or through social media that they're doing something that you're not, because this is what you want to do. You need to promise yourself to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future. You got to promise yourself to wear a cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile. You need to promise yourself to give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others. And lastly, you need to promise yourself to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. These are the optimist creeds to promise yourself to give yourself a better life, because you can do it. You can decide today that that's what you want to do, that you can change these outcomes if this is what you want to do. That you're in this life to do the things that you want to do to make happy, and because you want to make the best of your life that you can. And this is going to be a memorable life. It's going to be an enjoyable life. It's going to be a life where you can develop things that you want to do that are going to take time to develop, but your willingness to do it is going to be vital, piece by piece. And this is where you need to start marching towards. But please put yourself in front of people that are going to change your mind and help get you there and nurture you and encourage you, and get involved in a meditation group. Get involved in an improv group. Get involved in a club. Just research, do things, stop neglecting, stop blaming, stop thinking of things that have gone horribly wrong or that aren't to be, and just do it is what it is that you need to do and really make things happen. So please take action. Don't procrastinate. Believe in optimism. Again, I offer a mentorship through my website. If you're interested in doing that, I just meet once a week with people. Take advantage of things, circumstances, whatever it may be. Just do your best, please. Make the change. It's up to you. And that's it. I want to thank all my Patreon followers who for supporting me out there, following me. I'm getting the caricatures of you done one by one. I appreciate that, and I share my process videos from time to time when I can. Right now, all my power is actually out because of the fires where I live, so I'm hoping I'm luckily safe from the fires at this point. But I'm hoping my power comes back soon. I want to thank you guys all again for following me, being a part of this. Please share these videos. It sort of helps reach an audience of people that didn't even know this help is out there. And that's my creed, is to try to spread the word and love as much as possible. That's all I'm trying to do in these videos. I don't even get paid for doing these videos. I turn off, if you guys notice, there's no ads. I've turned off my ads. I don't get paid for the ads on these videos. It's not about that. It's about trying to just put content out there that is going to help benefit artists in their lives and keep moving them forward to know that they can be successful at what it is that they choose to do and want to do in this life. I've been there, done it. I've experienced so many things in my life. I've gone through trials and errors. I've come out of everything, and nothing is a failure. Nothing. When you get knocked down, you get back up again, like that song, like a boxer or anything else. And this is what you do in life, and everything is a lesson, and treat it as a lesson to keep moving you forward. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care. I will be at the Adobe Max conference for 3 days as a speaker. If you happen to be there, I'll see you there. Take care. To subscribe to my mailing list and stay updated on future workshops and events, please go to my contact at silvertunes.com and simply hit Join Mailing List. Until the next time, make it a great week, and thank you for listening.